Okay, so here's our scarecrow. We painted last art period with temperate block and we did our body proportions. Um, our paper looked very similar to the one that I have here. A lot of kids were able to use different colors, but we did hay. Some of us did hay for our sleeves, overalls usually, a hat. Now we're going to add chalk pastels. I have my chalk here and I have a paper towel for blending and smoothing. Um, when you first start, I think it'll look really neat if we add the ground in first. And I'm going to do both green and maybe some brown. Making my color selections. I'm going to go for a little, sometimes a little broken piece is the best for getting in some nice tight areas. So at the bottom of my paper, I will add probably the lighter color first. And I can use the tip of my pastels. I can use the side of it. But right now, I'm only doing the ground. So tufts of grass sticking up, maybe a little bit of a darker green added in there. And I will actually add a little bit of brown only at the bottom. Now when I work with my sky, I could do different things, but I believe that I'm going to make more of a turquoise or light blue sky. I found a light blue that I like, but it looks a little dirty. So I can rub that on my paper towel. And this is going to be rubbed on its side. So I'm going to go all the way up in the sky here. Between right here. And this doesn't take long. Notice that I am moving my paper to work this way. I'm rubbing it on its side, going around the hat. I love how my audience is being quiet. We can get distracted easily, but you guys did a really nice job. It looks really light, but I want it that light. I might do a little blending. There's a really interesting pink color that I can probably add in there. It might look sunsetty. But deepen my blue a little bit. Yeah, so I'm going to bring just a little bit down here, trying to avoid my hay because that might not show up as well. And I'm going to take a clean paper towel. Watch what I'm going to do. Blend in a circular fashion. I don't want my grass blended, so I'm leaving it alone. I'm blending my blue, not going over the paint. Okay, I'm coming over here. I'm just doing blue. I'm kind of making this up as I go. Notice how I turn my paper, and it looks a lot brighter on my paper than on the TV screen. But I do like that soft look. Now, once I get the sky done, I'm ready for details. I'm going to work with my hat of my scarecrow. Look at how that softens that pastel. I'm going to put a band on my hat. I can just draw it. Now this will not actually be what I would call blended. I want to keep these lines nice and sharp so that the details show up. My scarecrow is going to have some orange hay for hair, and I think I'll even add a little bit into my painted hay. I'm going to add a little bit down here. That adds some variety. I can add all these things like buttons. Somebody in another class said you need the buttons for your overall. I can have a pocket. I think that the yellow does show up nicely on the blue. You could choose to do different colors. Maybe there's a little patch here on the leg. And I can do some other colors. Just picking some of my favorite colors to work with. I love that bright yellow, green. It's really cool. And maybe I can add details with a purple. Usually overalls will have stitching. I can make it look like pockets. I have to be really careful not to rub my hands or my chalk over different parts of my paper, because if I do that, I will smear areas I don't want to smear. I love the orange. I'm going to add one more little patch here. And what's cool about it, have some hay coming right out of there. Maybe some yellow. Remember, you could have tools. You could have other things than what I'm showing you. It doesn't have to look just like mine. I'm going to add something to the face. If you want to, you can make your eyes. I love the idea of a little nose. And I'm going to make him have eyebrows. I love eyebrows. He's like a worried one. But I haven't even worked on anything like crow. I can put owls or crows here on my scarecrow. I didn't make polka dot or plaid shirt. I could make a really cool fence and color in the fence post. There's a lot that I could be working on. Now, I'm not done. I may videotape more, but I'm going to be done for today.